Since ancient time, ancient merchants have been crossing the oceans single-handedly without the help of GPS. You will be surprised to know how they used to do the navigation across the ocean. They used two sticks like that, two simple sticks to tell them where they are on the ocean, on the vast ocean. These two sticks, one short and one long. One will be about 10 centimeter and another will be about a meter. With the help of these two sticks, they could measure the angle to the sun, to the stars, and find their own position in the sea. So how two sticks can give them the angle to the sun? Let me come closer. If you see, one stick has a small hole inside it exactly in the middle, and other sticks goes inside that stick. And one of the stick, the longer stick, will have some measurements given to it. Okay, the shorter sticks will slide on top of the bigger sticks. So what they used to do, they used to look at the sun and the star by using these two sticks. Take your eye towards this stick, and with the help of this point of that shorter stick, you align it with the horizon and you align the top of the stick to the star or the sun. So you have to slide it to get your alignment correct. Once you have aligned it, you measure the distance on the longer stick. This distance is already known, and then you find the theta value or the angle to the sun or the star. So the ancient mariners, they were navigating onto the latitude, and forget about longitude. Longitude came much later, but navigating along the latitude line, they gave them a good indication of where they are on the earth and where they have to go. So I hope you can see this simple drawing that I have drawn on this board. So this is your longer stick and this is your shorter stick of about 10 centimeter. You keep your eye here and you then look at the horizon with this end of the stick, and you look at the star with the end of that portion of the stick. You can, if the star is little bit down or little bit up, you adjust that with the stick going up and down through the longer stick. So this full thing is theta. So you find that theta angle and that will give you the angle to the star. Now how do you find the angle? Suppose this distance where the shorter stick is crossing the longer stick, if this distance is equal to d and this distance, the shorter stick, you already know the length of that stick, about 10 centimeter. Let's say that this stick length is L. This is the only thing that is known to us. The distance is known to us, the d is known to us, and the L is known to us. So the angle will be tan theta is going to be L divided by 2 divided by d. In fact, this is going to be tan theta by 2 is equal to L2 half of the L divided by d. So tan theta is equal to 2 multiplied by L divided by 2d. So theta is going to be tan inverse, or in mathematics you can say arctan 2 multiplied by L divided by 2d, and that will give you the angle. So now I hope you understand that with these two small sticks you can find the angle to the sun or to the star, and that way you can do the navigation across the ocean. The mention of this kind of navigation was first found in the 9th century Arab traders or Arab sailors. The Arab sailors were using similar kind of thing to sail across the Indian Ocean and the Arabian Sea. But they were using something called Kamal or Kashaba. It was like a board and with a knotted string inside at the center of the board. So they will hold the board away from them and hold the knots in their mouth, hold the string in their mouth, and they will adjust the board so that the bottom of the board is aligning with the horizon and top of the board is aligning with the star. And that way they can find the angle to the sun or the star. In the late 15th century, a Jewish mathematician, Levi ben Gerson, described this as Jacob stuff. And it also came to know as a cross-staff in the Europe. That was in late 15th century. But Levi ben Gerson mainly using this for astronomical observation, but not for navigation. For a long time, the same cross-staff or the Jacob staff was being used by the sailors to navigate across the ocean, and the concept of that cross-staff remained same throughout till the time it was dropped for something different, because as the sailor was looking at the sun through it, they are looking at the sun directly. So that was causing a lot of eye problems. So then they came across something called a backstaff. So they were pointing their back towards the sun directly, not looking at the sun, and then they're holding it so that the sun can, the shadow of the sun can reflect onto a particular place, and you can adjust till the sun's reflection is visible and you can find the angle. Now with the invention of the sextant, all these problems were solved and they came out with the very colorful, nice filter so that you can look at the sun. I have seen the midshipmen, they used to carry out the star observation in the wee hours in the dusk, and they used to look at the stars with the sextant. It's the same thing. You can still use this one to do that, to find the angle to the star. Now this cross staff can also be used for many different purposes, not only for the angle to the star to find your position. You can use this cross staff to find the distance to an object and also find the height of an object. Perhaps the Egyptians were also using similar kind of a thing to find how high they have to go to build the pyramid. I don't know, there is no documented proof for it. But I can show you mathematically that with this cross staff, you can find the distance as well as the height of a particular object. So let's do that now, shall we? So what you do, you stand at one place, you take the angle to a particular object that you want to measure the height or measure the distance to. Suppose there is a mountain there. If I align it with my horizon as well as the top of the mountain and I note down, I find the distance and I have shown you the calculation, you can find the angle. Then I move ahead by certain steps, say about 10 paces or 20 paces. Then I take that angle again. Now this time it will be different angle. Okay, I take down two different angles moving directly towards that object. And with simple mathematics, we can find the distance as well as the height of that object. So let's see the mathematics, shall we? So I want to find the distance to an object. Suppose this is the object, this is the object that I want to find the distance. I am standing here. So you hold your cross staff and you measure the angle from the horizon to the top of that hill. You measure this angle. Then you walk about 10-15 paces ahead, and from here you measure the angle again. So you measure two angles, and this distance is known to us. Say suppose this distance is S. Distance is equal to S divided by, suppose you find the angle here as theta 1 and you find the angle here as theta 2. Okay, so that will be tan of theta 2 minus tan of theta 1, and that is your distance. You know the S, you know the theta 2 angle, and you know the theta 1 angle, and you can find the distance to that object. But how do you find the height of that object? Now you know the theta 1 and you know the distance. You have measured the distance here. Okay, height is going to be h is equal to d multiplied by tan of theta 1 plus your height of the eye from where you are measuring. So don't forget that you are also standing on a ground. So your total height of that mountain is going to be distance that you have already measured, tan theta 1, or you can use the tan theta 2 also, and height of that eye. And that way you can find the height and the distance to a distant object. It may be a tree, it may be a light pole, it may be a mountain, it may be a building. So this cross-staff can give me a lot of things. One interesting thing to note that the ancient mariners, they were not doing the calculation of tan theta. They have pre-measured the angle to an object from a particular point, and they were observing that angle from that particular point, and where the cross-staff met the long staff, they are marking the angles directly onto the long staff. So they are reading directly the angle from the observation. So I have written down some of the angles here directly, what distance it will be on the long staff, taking the cross staff as only 10 centimeter. Remember that. So they are, for a 10 degree, you need to be 57.2 centimeter away. Now my stick is only 30 centimeter. I cannot observe 10 degree angle. For a 20 degree angle, you need to be 28.36 centimeter that I can measure. I have a 30 centimeter, so I can measure 28.36. For a 30 degree angle, you need to be 18.66 centimeter on that long staff. For a 45 degree angle, you need to be 12.07 centimeter on this cross staff. So for a 60 degree angle, you need to be about 8.66 centimeter on that staff. And if you are marking the angles on your staff, that will be easy for the mariners to directly read the angle from the staff. Now remember, for a wider angle like 60 degree, the cross staff will be very close to your eye. Okay, so as you go along the cross staff, your angles are going to be smaller and smaller. So I hope you found this video quite interesting. This was a very interesting subject for me because I have been in the Navy. I have done a lot of surveying and observed a lot of angle. So when I came across this method, this Kamal or Kashaba from the old Arabian navigators, it intrigued me. So I thought that I will make a video for you. Let me know in the comments how do you like this video. So as I always say, ask questions and always be curious. And I will see you in the next video.